What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a very short video. I want to react to the new Mortal Kombat trailer, the new Mortal Kombat 2 film here. I mean, without a doubt, a lot of people are fans of this story. You know, the video games are the ones that have had more success more than the films. But when I saw this first Mortal Kombat movie, like in the 90s with the old cast, I fell in love with it immediately. I thought it was such a good film. Of course, it was not a perfect film, especially the second one that they made after that, but it was a well acted film. The cast grew on me. I think they did such a good job. They did kill off a couple of characters very fast, very sudden, which was kind of a letdown. And then they just kind of came back out of nowhere on the second one with recasts, and it just threw everybody completely off. It's almost like if it was a whole different movie with like 3% of the original cast and like 97% or yeah 97% of a new cast. It just felt so off. But when I saw the first one, I really fell in love with it. I really liked it. I got it on VHS and I just would watch it over and over again. So over the years, as I've been getting older, I couldn't wait to see a remake of a Mortal Kombat film. So we obviously got a new one in 2021, right? And then this one here, it just had, I mean, an okay cast. I think they were pretty good for the most part, but the story was not. It didn't feel like a Mortal Kombat story. It really just felt because it was more taking place in like the city rather than in the realm where everything takes place. Usually in the games and in the original film, it didn't feel like old. It just felt more like obviously modern, but it was taking place more like in a city. So it really felt out of place, is what I'm trying to say. The cast was okay. Like, for example, our main character was supposed to be Cole Young, right? I didn't think he was a main character. I didn't see him really standing out. He seemed very immature, but maybe that was the plan, right, for the character. But I just think it didn't really work. I think Lewis Tan, I'm not really familiar either with his acting background, but he was fine as Cole Young. I just think it was the writing that just didn't work. It really felt rushed. But everyone else, like Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade, she was perfect cast. I think she worked very well, right? She just worked in every aspect of the character. Also, I mean, without a doubt, these people stood out. So like Hiroyuki, I'm trying to get his name right. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The Hiroyuki Sanada as Hanzo Hasashi, right? So Scorpion. He worked. He was perfect. When I saw this first opening, seeing him fighting uh, Sub Zero, that was the great introduction to that film. That like immediately got me to the edge of my seat. I was hooked into that movie as well. But I think down the storyline, it just started focusing on the Cole Young character, and it just kind of went downhill after that. And a lot of people had negative things to say about that character. A lot of other characters within the game, with the story, were also killed pretty quick. Like one of the ones that I can think of immediately on the spot is Goro. That character, I was highly anticipating to see him, especially with the progress in technology with the CGI. I was like, they're gonna do such a great job with him, and he looked fine. I didn't think he looked like Goro, right? Like I'm used to seeing in the games. Definitely not as scary as the Goro from the '90s movie, but I think he looked fine. And still, they just killed him off in like 3 minutes while he was fighting our character Cole Young, our main character. And first of all, that fight didn't make any sense. And obviously this Cole Young character had this what they call the plot armor, literally plot armor, so that he doesn't die. So he just pretty much kills him with this ability that he has, this talent that he has, and in like 3 minutes. And then the fight doesn't even take place in an arena. It takes place in like a farm, in like a house in the middle of of like a back road or whatever. It just didn't really work. So it didn't feel Mortal Kombat because of these specific fights that took place in really strange areas in the city. I wish that a lot of the large portion of the film, when it came to the fights, took place in this dark realm where all of these monsters are located. So, anyways, speaking of kind of just going back to the cast really quick, when I saw the character, what's his name? Well, I think I mentioned Kano. No, I didn't mention Kano. So Josh Lawson, who played Kano, perfect casting. I actually am happy they didn't kill him off right at the beginning in like 2 minutes, just like in the original '90s movie. I'm so happy they didn't do that. I'm glad they kept him around. The guy's got a lot of charisma. He's very funny. I think his timing and like his comedic timing was good. So I hoped that they wouldn't kill him, and they didn't. I was glad that they did not. Right. So pretty much this new film that's gonna come out, it has the same cast. The same cast is in there, but obviously they have new cast members like Carl Urban. So Carl Urban is going to be playing Johnny Cage, which is pretty much the one that was shown at the very end, like a tease at the end of the last film. So I didn't know who was going to be casted, but now I know. And when I look at Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, I don't really buy him as Johnny Cage just because he's a lot older. He looks more experienced. And when I think of the Johnny Cage character, I think more of like young in his 30s, with a really big ego and just a lot of money, a little bit more of a flawless face. And Carl Urban obviously had to shave his whole beard off and get that spiky haircut or that slick back haircut to play Johnny Cage. I don't know how he's going to perform this character, but without a doubt, Carl Urban is a great actor. I mean, he did such a good job in The Boys. He was even talked about playing Logan, which it never really happened, but he would have fit perfectly with the Logan character. You know, with his age, with his body type, he would have fit just right with that Logan character with Wolverine. But we didn't get to see that, so I don't know. Maybe on a multiverse movie we get to see him coming out as the Wolverine. But I haven't heard any more talks about that, so that just kind of went nowhere. But now that he's casted as Johnny Cage, I am interested to see what's going to come of it. So yeah, we got a whole new cast, and of course the film itself is directed by Simon McQuoid. Okay, hopefully I didn't mispronounce that last name either. Same director that directed the first one. So I'm a little nervous about this one, even though a lot of the imagery that I'm looking at here looks very good. Who knows how the story is going to be, though. They could have really good action happening, a lot of shots, fancy shots, but I hope the story is better than the first one. I really do. So guys, let's go ahead and jump into this without wasting any more time here, and I will give you guys my thoughts right after the trailer.
Uno mas, thanks.
You're Johnny Cage. I was Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
They should do a reboot.
Nobody wants that. Shit went out in the 90s.
Johnny Cage, you have been chosen to fight.
Tell me you're not some crazy fans. How are you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Huh.
Where the hell am I?
It's called Mortal Kombat.
Oh my God.
To the death.
Is that Melina?
Fuck that.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
This is a war for the fate of your
Was that Shao Kahn?
You think he's in or what?
There's Kano.
Champion. I don't have transformer arms. Or shoot lightning bolts. This shit's got nothing to do with me. I'm an actor.
Baraka.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
Oh my God.
To become the hero you were meant to be. Alright, you big ugly fuck.
Oh.
It's showtime.
Oh, nice.
Get over here!
Ooh. Nice. Oh my goodness.
Are you shitting me? You don't have any powers?
Just incredibly handsome.
There's Kano's Ray. Alright guys, that was a very good trailer. I was very impressed. I cannot wait to watch this movie. The action looks so much better, and it looks like it's going to take place more within the Mortal Kombat realm. I cannot wait to check this out. So it looks like Johnny Cage looks a lot more older here. They're kind of giving you a retired version of him. At least that's what I assumed by looking at the trailers. You can see that he is not the same as he used to be when he was a lot more famous, when he was young, making a lot of films. He even said that went out in the 90s. So, you can see he's in a bar just drinking his life away there. His fame is over. All of this stuff is starting to kind of catch up to him as he's getting older. So, which pretty much happens to a lot of, people that are on the big screen in their prime. Eventually they get old and they start to kind of fade away. So all of this, I can see that Johnny Cage, this character, is going to be experiencing it in the film. But before you know it, Raiden, the character that plays Raiden, comes along and they call him to Mortal Kombat. And this is where we obviously get to the story of Mortal Kombat. So, you guys, this looks really good. This looks amazing. It looks like they're going to give Scorpion a lot more screen time. I really love watching him. I loved watching him when he was fighting Sub-Zero in the first film. I think that fight shouldn't have ended so fast. You got the last fight at the end too, but I think that I wanted to really see more of an arena fight, or maybe in his own world fighting somebody. It looks like this fight that's taking place with Scorpion and this I didn't know who the other character was in the trailer, looks like that is going to be located in his world. It looked very much like the first film where Johnny Cage fights Scorpion as well, and they enter his world with all of the skulls. And by the way, that was an amazing fight. Very highlight of a fight in the 90s Mortal Kombat film with Johnny Cage and Scorpion. So I think this one better be good, you guys. But okay, so let me see. Let's talk about this really quick, about other characters that I saw. Oh, Shao Kahn. So Shao Kahn is in here. I think the guy that played him in the 90s wasn't really Shao Kahn character. I didn't really buy him as that. But this one here looks like we don't have a face showing, so I don't know who's playing Shao Kahn. I don't even want to see who's playing him in the cast. I just kind of saw a few members of the cast, so I don't want to see who's playing. But I am very interested to find out. I think the mask looks pretty good for the most part. I've seen a little glimpse of the mask, and it looks good. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit kind of wiggly, a little bit loose, just like we saw in the 2021 film with Scorpion and Sub-Zero's, I don't even know what these parts are called, but you know what I mean? Like that part of their masks. I think those were very, very loose. So maybe in this new one, they'll tighten them up a little more. So I think that's probably a little bit of what I'm nervous about with the Shao Kahn character. But you guys, we have also Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. That's going to work well. We got Sonya still. Same cast for Sonya, for Kano, and even for, oh my God, what is his name? Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Guy with the robot arms, right? I can't believe I can't think of his name. So we got still the same cast for that guy. Oh, by the way, the 2021 film, the fight with Sub-Zero and that guy with the arms, I think it's Jax, right? So with Jax, that was such a good fight. Oh my God. Obviously, in that fight, he didn't have his robotic arms yet. He had his regular arms, but then Sub-Zero freezes them and, obviously tears them off. So I thought that was such a brutal defeat between, Sub-Zero and Jax. So this one here looks like he's got a little bit of upgrade going on his arms. And I think it's going to be such a good fight whenever we see him also fighting against other characters. By the way, the actor that plays Shang Tsung I don't think he is as tough. He doesn't have that strong face just like the original actor did. Of course, all these actors from the 90s, they're all aged and probably passed away. I haven't even seen if he's still alive, but they are a lot older now. So, maybe, I don't know. I still feel like if he was still alive, they could have casted him as an older version of Shang Tsung. But, obviously I think they're still a little old now for the casting. So they did recast a new actor for that. But from the first film, I just wasn't too convinced that was Shang Tsung. And then Raiden as well. I think they have very soft faces, these two actors, so they don't really convince me so much as these two main characters, like these leaders, these men with lots of power that are pretty much the dominant gifted members of this realm of the Mortal Kombat world, Raiden and Shang Tsung. So I feel that they could have cast it a little bit better, but who knows? Maybe they'll grow on me, these two actors. But I'm still not very much convinced about these. I'm definitely convinced of Carl Urban's performance so far in the trailer. I think he's gonna play it so good as Johnny Cage. He's gonna have that charisma, the pretty boy personality, the ego, all of that, the sassiness, right? All of these things that go with this Johnny Cage character. So very excited. And of course we have so many characters that we just saw, like Baraka, Melina. I don't even think we've met Kitana yet. I don't think they've shown who Kitana is. Maybe they have in the first film. I don't remember, but I don't think they've shown Kitana yet. So I wonder who's gonna play Kitana. The girl that played her in the original, she was great casting. Liu Kang was good casting. And this new one here, Liu Kang, he's a little small. I mean, I don't know. He seems a lot smaller than the original actor, but I mean, he fits. Liu Kang fits fine. I wish he would have been a little bit bigger, like built a little bit more like Bruce Lee. Just kind of have that really shredded, small but not too small type of body. I think it would have been a lot better, but I'm not really too concerned about that character. The actor that played Liu Kang, he's been doing a great job, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But I want to see if I don't forget any other character before I close out of here. But I mean, I can't think of anyone else right now. They have so many characters yet to show us. Who knows if we'll see the ultimate form of Shao Kahn, maybe in this film. The last film that we saw in the 90s, the second one, that was a terrible transformation between Liu Kang and Shao Kahn when they were fighting each other. I think that was so bad. But maybe in this one, and then in the 2021 version, we saw the transformation with Liu Kang turning into the dragon, which looked more like a fire than dragon than like a physical dragon with all the scales and stuff. It just had like more of the fire. I thought that was a better interpretation, a better adaptation, right, of the dragon transformation from Liu Kang than the one we saw in the 90s. So if this one here physically transforms into like a three-headed, dragon or something, I don't know about all that. But we'll see how this one is going to play out. I'm very excited, you guys. This was definitely an awesome trailer. I think it looked good, and looks like the let me see. Okay, yeah, so it looks like a lot of the fighting is still going to take place. I mean, maybe it's going to be within the realm, just in like the forest of the realm and stuff. I don't know yet, but it looks like it is going to take place more in that world. So I really hope it does. It's just going to feel more Mortal Kombat style than what we got in the first film. And then we have this girl too that's casted. She's been getting a lot of hate for this new game. You guys probably know who I'm talking about already. Let me look up her name really quick. So she's been casted. I don't know as who she's playing. It doesn't really show her on the cast here. Hold on. So she was, let's see, Tati Gabriella. Maybe that's her. Tati Gabriella as Jade. She's playing Jade. I don't know who this character is. I have to look it up. But she came out in The Last of Us, right? She was one of Abby's friends. I don't even know who she played. I forgot. But she was one of Abby's friends, and she eventually, comes out like towards the end of the second season. She was fine. I mean, and I was saying she got kind of some hate for the game she's in. There's a new game that Naughty Dog is making, and she got a lot of hate for it because the character looks a lot like her, and there's this whole controversy. I think she's a good actress. I think she's done very good so far. I've only seen her in The Last of Us, but she's a pretty good actress. I mean, I'm excited to see her here. She's going to play Jade, I believe. I don't even know who Jade is in the Mortal Kombat universe. I have to look that up. But yeah, I don't know how that's going to go, but it looks like for the most part it's going to be great. But yeah, you guys, I'm excited to see this. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts. Something I missed, let me know. Point it out. I would like to know. And also thank you guys for watching this with me. I hope I see you in the next trailer reaction. Take care of yourselves. Peace.